Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to model this bacteriophage and then how to render this bacteriophage using some background texture which is from HDRI from polyhaven.com. And so it's not like a technically correct bacteriophage, but just for like a simple purpose of modeling a bacteriophage for a beginner level. This should be a good tutorial. So let's jump right in. We are going to delete the default cube because that's not the shape we want. So I'm going to add an icosphere, and then the basic 2 should be good enough for the subdivision. Size I wouldn't mind. So this is going to be the head, so obviously we are not going to change anything on the head. So I would just move it out of the way. So I press grab and then move it in the Z direction somewhere above, so we can later bring that up. So I'm also going to add a circle. So here, but the circle radius I'm going to bring down a lot, maybe somewhere around 25. That should be good enough, and I don't think we need 32, so maybe somewhere around 24. So I can put 24. We don't need that many. But we don't need that many of geometry, but we need at least like some 12 leg-like tentacles, so obviously we'll need that. So this is going to be the stem, so we are going to model that. So I'm going to go in the edit mode. I'm going to press extrude. So once we extrude, it should go in the Z direction. So until we touch the bottom of the icosphere. So if you're not sure, you can go in there in this view, side view, and make sure we have touched the bottom. And then maybe I can press fill the gap on the top, and then also fill the gap in the bottom, and then I go to the loop cut, and then I make several loop cuts. So there are different ways to make loop cuts using the scroll wheel, but since it's a beginner friendly tutorial, I'm going to pretty much show in a manual manner so you can see how to make loop cuts. But I don't want the loop cuts in this direction because already we have so many sides for that. So let's stop with the loop cut, and before even going down to the tail plate, I would kind of like exit the mode and then hide this icosphere. And then maybe we can rename this as a body or something, and the icosphere is icosphere, that's fine. So we are going back into the edit mode, and then we are going in the vector selection mode. We are going to select this, but I want to make sure it's also selecting all of them around that side, so which is fine. I'm in the wireframe mode, so you should be able to select all the points on the opposite sides too. So I'm going to select all of these. There may be easy way for like loop selection, alternative loop selection, but I think I will show it in a beginner friendly way. So make sure you have selected all these points, and then I'm going to scale it a little bit outward. Scale, yeah, there you go. So, okay, so you got that slight puff. Alright, so that's good enough. And then we go to the bottom of the bottom set of points and make sure it's selected everything. And then we go to the extrude E and then scale. And then let's go something like this. That should be good enough. And then extrude again, but this time Z direction, and then extrude something like that. Is good enough. Okay. This is not going to be super detailed, so I think we don't have to increase the polygons that much. So we'll select the faces. So let's go in a manual selection. So I press shift and then rotate, okay, somewhere on the back side. This is a problem of selecting using the wireframe. So we'll go this way. This is a wrong panel, so we don't want that. Wrong face, I mean. So we'll be selecting this. And then that. Okay. So now we go on the normal. And then move on the individual origin point. Maybe I should squeeze scale it down. Okay, so let's scale that down a little bit so that you see that won't be that much of a bigger tentacles, otherwise it will be like flat and so much wider like a plate, so we don't want that. And then let's go to the extrude. So extrude something like that, and then I go to the side view and then grab those points on a Z direction. So this time we go on a global. So I grab these points on Z direction and pull this up. Maybe something like that. And then again we go on a normal and then extrude a little bit. No. Something like that. So make sure it's in the indented direction, yes, and then you're going to make another extrude, and then yeah, something like that, and make sure it's going in the right direction, yes, and then we want to bring those points down. So this time we go on global and then grab the points and move it in the Z direction until it touches the x-axis line, which is the bottom line, something like that. And then we can make this visible. So now you see we have a bacteriophage sitting on the plane. I mean, not on the plane means not on the Okay, yeah, that's actually the axis plane. So now we want to give some color, but I think we are going on a glass kind of mode. So I will join these objects, Control J, and so now these are all joined, so we can rename that as Bacteriophage. Okay, so if it is not visible, we can see that we rename that. So now we are going to give some surrounding color environment. So we go to the world properties, and then we're going to the environment texture, and we are going to open the HDRI. We can download from polyhaven.com. So we are going to choose something which might work. Okay, so since I am recording in a condensed screen mode, there you go. So if you press this one, you will see the rendered view. It may take some time because my computer is pretty much full. Okay. Okay, so now we don't need that much. But before that, we need to give some material for this bacteriophage. So make sure you select the bacteriophage, and then we go to add a material. And now we are going for a glass VSDF. Should be good. And then I don't want that to be super bright, so let's make it something dark. Dark is something reflective. And the roughness, the more roughness, then it's not much transparent. So kind of go somewhere around 1.2. This is still glass, but still doesn't look like glass. So you can see this is a camera. We are going to render. So what I am going to do is put the bacteriophage a much smaller size, something like that, and then I grab it, then put it on the table, and then Shift D to duplicate a few of them here and there. But still, I need to set the camera. I go to the camera, and then I usually change the focal length so that it's kind of grabs that area, and then I go grab the camera and put it somewhere there. And on the world, probably I will put some more brightness so that it reflects on the bacteriophages. So before going to, I usually prefer the cycles rendering. EV is not good for transparent stuffs. Okay, that may be the reason. Now you see the glassy things. It's on CPU, it's not on GPU. I don't have that much memory, so I limit myself to something around 5. Maybe here something around 5. And then okay, so I'm going to put the camera in totally opposite direction. So let's go on the Z. So for example, now the bacteriophages are here, camera is here. So I'm going to put the camera right on the opposite side, so that you get the natural lighting. So grab the camera, put all the way somewhere there. But we need to change the direction of the camera on Z. Let's change that. And then let's see how that looks. Okay. that's the place I want to see. So grab nice position. Okay, this is somewhere this is somewhere close to the window or the door. And let's see how that looks. Okay, so let's get a quick render to see. Maybe how that sounds. So hope you learned something new. And the background music is my own music. The link in the description below. If you learned something new, please subscribe to this channel. That will help me a lot. So hope you enjoy the video and learn something new. So have a good day. Bye.